I'm here to kill Mr. Fukushima.
The highly anticipated cel-shaded shooter Killer 7 hits GameCubes and PS2s everywhere.
Oh, wow, I can't believe it!
But the game lacks what it flaunts and flaunts what it lacks.
You better keep that thought to yourself around here.
Go figure.
It takes more luck than this game to run a country, damn it.
Good night, child. It's past your bedtime.
In a fabricated version of the year 2003, where all international disputes have been resolved and intercontinental missiles eliminated, terrorists have risen to bring the free countries of the world to their knees. The Killer 7 is hired by the government to take out this group known as the Heaven Smile. If the story had stayed close to this description, it might have been bearable.
You better watch out. These handsome men are tough.
Instead, the game runs off on a ton of loose-ended tangents. Everyone you meet has a random, long-winded speech that in most cases has barely anything to do with the story. The game is filled with countless conspiracy theories.
Presidential election is in the hands of the Education Ministry.
But hardly anything about the core of the game, the Killer 7. What sets the story apart is its idea of being an assassin with 7 different personalities. There was a lot of promise with this concept, but the game barely touches upon it. It is never completely explained why these alternate personalities exist, and why you view the world with such a bizarre and visceral style.
How do you know my name?
I remember all the faces of our guests.
Capcom went out on a limb and made a unique and unusual hybrid of game styles. Killer 7 is a third-person, Myst-style, rail-exploring, puzzle-solving, third-person shooter. Fuck you! This equals a one-of-a-kind game experience if you can get used to it. If you haven't thrown out the game by hour 2, then you might start to like the awkward controls. The game does confine your movement considerably. To run around, you simply hold the run button and travel along a set path. The direction button is only needed when you reach a junction. This can get aggravating when 2 options are right next to each other and you have to be extremely precise with the control stick. The first-person shooter mode feels pretty good. Each character has a different gun and a unique way of aiming it. This gives each killer their own personality, and the game does a good job of making sure you use every one of them. Along with weapons, each side of your personality has a few special powers. Coyote Smith can pick locks and jump really high. Masked Smith has twin grenade launchers and can lift heavy objects. Han Smith can run fast and fit into small spaces. Everyone has something to offer the team. However, the unique controls do lack some simple mechanics. You have to come to a complete stop and avoid touching any other buttons to pause the game. This really slows down the gameplay when you're running and want to pause quickly to switch items, heal yourself, or change characters. All characters can be upgraded except Garcian, who is the only one that can revive another Smith after they die. You may have to run Garcian through some tough spots, and with no upgrades it can get rather difficult. He can't aim as low as the other characters, so when an enemy gets close to you, you can't hit it or perform a counterattack, which means Garcian takes some heavy damage. Killer 7 hits your screen with a simple but strange art style not common by today's standards. Suda51, the game's creator, has crafted a visually engaging world for you to step into. The simplicity of the movement allows for some dynamic camera angles that would be hard to navigate in a typical 3D game. Most of the cutscenes are cel-shaded, but there are a couple random ones in Japanimation for no reason. These cartoons look great, but they don't fit into the design of the rest of the game. Each psychopath at your disposal has their own style and personality. As levels progress, each character's clothing changes. However, they only change the color of their outfit and not the outfit itself. No 2 boss battles require the same strategy, and your patience may be at its end when you finally figure out what it is you're supposed to do. A couple of these battles are predetermined, which means no matter what you do, the game has already decided how they are going to end. Another repetitive and confusing element in Killer 7 is the oddball characters you meet and greet throughout the game. They each have a silly catchphrase that they repeat over and over and over again each time you see them. They also have a voice box sound effect that can get annoying. Their mouths never move, and they all sound exactly the same. At the end of the game, none of this is justified. Killer 7 just acts weird to act weird. It's filled with too many half-baked comments on society where it should have focused on one. It seems like a mature video game that's actually trying to say something, but it should have been handled in a more cohesive and thoughtful way. Despite its stylish graphics and unique gameplay, Killer 7 is more trouble than it's worth.